Hi, I'm Claire and this is Craig, and right now we were supposed to be travelling around Australia and New Zealand in a camper van. But since we had to cancel those plans, we decided to buy our own van and have a go at self-converting it into a camper van.
Neither of us have a huge amount of DIY experience, and being in a wheelchair adds another challenge, so it's going to be an interesting experience.
In this episode, we fit our roof panels, install our lights and lay the final layer of our flooring. Now that we've taken off the roof panels, what we've been doing is putting some string up in the roof, and this is going to help hold up the insulation and also hold up the wires that we're going to run through for all of our electrics.
So what I'm doing at the moment, we've got our wiring which we prepared indoors earlier. I'm just routing it in the ceiling and tying it up with bits of string in the position it's going to be. So we've got one set of lights is going to be up this end and one set of lights is going to be down that end of the van. And then the wires are going to run following the existing wiring loom and come out over here where there will be a cupboard.
After we finished running the wires, we then put some sheepskin insulation up into the roof. We've been hoping that we'd be able to get all of our roof up and finished off today. However, we've realised that we've done something really stupid, which means we're not going to be able to get it done. So the other day, while we've been painting our roof panels, we thought that we'd checked which side we had to paint, because obviously you have to put them in upside down. However, what we've realised is that we actually painted one of them on the wrong side. So the painted side is going to be inside the roof, not the visible side, which is a bit stupid because when we were painting them, we actually went to the van and we were supposed to have checked which side we needed to paint it on, and somehow we've managed to do one of them right and one of them wrong. So we've put the right one up, but we can't put this one up. We're going to have to paint it again and then leave it to dry, and then probably it won't be until tomorrow that we actually get to install it now, which is a bit of a nuisance, but oh well. So this is what we did last night. We managed to get the roof in, but we did it in the dark, so we couldn't film anything. But we've got it in. Now all we have to do is put one strip of wood there just to close that seal between the two panels, and then the roof is done. Oh, and we also need to put another light here because the bulb's gone, so we need to change that. So this is the piece of wood, and we've got to drill some holes into it and then put it up in that gap. Hello from the future. So we're just editing this video and we've realised that we haven't talked at all about the lights. So what we have is 8 LED lights, 4 at the front and 4 at the back, and they just simply screw into the roof. Then we've connected them all up and they come down through these wires here, which at the moment do nothing, but they will go into a switch, and then the switch will go into the battery eventually. And they simply just, if you unscrew this, there's 2 holes and they just drill up straight into the ceiling.
So we're putting the finishing touches to our flooring now. We're going for carpet in our van, which is a bit of an unusual choice because it'll probably get very dirty very quickly. But this carpet were scraps left over from when the house was done, so they would have otherwise been thrown away and they were free.
I'm quite happy to have carpet on the floor because it's much nicer to walk on when you don't have any shoes on. And hopefully it will also be a little bit warmer than a hard floor as well.
And I think for me in the wheelchair, especially with my aisle chair wheels where I won't be able to put the brakes on, it will stop me from rolling around quite as much on uneven terrain. The other nice thing about using something which is free is if it does get ruined, we can just replace it further down the line.
We are attaching our carpet down to the floor using some double-sided carpet tape. So we just put it down, peel the backing off, and then the carpet should just stick to that nice and easy. In order to get our carpet to fit well inside the van, what we did is we used the original flooring from the van, we placed it on top of the carpet, and then we drew around it, and then we got some scissors and cut along the line, and now it fits very nicely inside the van. There were a couple of corners that needed a little bit of extra trimming, so that's what Craig's doing now.
We're installing our electrical system now, so the first thing we need to do is work out where we're going to put our batteries. A good place to put our batteries is underneath the driver's seat, This is a place which you can't really utilise this space for anything else, and it's nice and central in the van. It's a good place to put them, but since we've got 2 batteries, we're not entirely sure whether they're going to fit there. So what we're doing next is taking the driver's seat off and working out how much space we've got. So we've taken the seat out, and this is the base that's left over, and whatever we're going to put underneath the seat has to sit lower than here, because we're going to put a swivel seat on top which sits flush across this plate. So we're just going to put the battery in, see if it fits, maybe on its side, and go from there. This is our battery in the seat base. It fits reasonably well. It's a little bit too tall if you stand it upright, but if you turn it on its side it's a bit thinner and it would definitely work. Because it's a lithium ion battery, it is safe to put on its side. The problem is we have 2 batteries that we're going to use, so we wouldn't be able to fit both of them under one seat base. Another option though would be to put one under the passenger seat as well, and then you can still connect them underneath the flooring. So this is definitely an option.
We've just discovered that we've got some sort of leaking problem behind this boot panel. We had like really heavy rain for most of the last week, and it's just really been dripping, so if we take that panel off I think there might be quite a lot of water behind it, unfortunately. So we've got a bit of a problem that we're going to have to try and do something about. We've finally got a dry day today after about 2 weeks of endless rain. So we've taken the back panel of the tailgate and pulled all this wool out, and Craig will show you how saturated some of the wool was. So it's dripping. And there was a big puddle of water in this bottom channel of the tailgate, and it's all dripped out. So we've pulled all this wool out and we're just leaving it now to air dry. And then we think we've found the leak, we think, was coming in around this bit here because it wasn't completely sealed. So what we've done is we've put some extra sealant on it. It doesn't look the most pretty, unfortunately, but we'd much rather have that than have water dripping in. So hopefully this is going to do it, but it was still dripping out today when we opened it because we hadn't dried it off from the last rain, so we don't know yet whether it's worked or not. But hopefully after today, since we've had a chance to dry it out now in this dry day, next time it rains tomorrow, we should be able to tell if this has solved the problem or not. Next time we get stuck into the big jobs of building our cabinets and taking our seats out so we can start on the electrics and install our swivel seats. So we'll see you then.